Let's talk now with Kim. Kim, you're with Allworth Money Matters.
Hey, hi guys. Thanks for taking my call
Glad
today.
you called.
Yeah, thanks. I found you guys from Patrick with RAA, and I'm now an Allworth client through
All right.
Allison in the Phoenix office. So thank you so much for all of that. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you. And just a disclaimer for the rest, although Kim's a client, she may be happy with it, but not all of our clients may be happy with us.
Disclaimer out, right? Kim's
thrilled.
experience may not be
Indicative of all of our clients.
Yes. Okay.
Gotcha,
So thanks for
gotcha.
calling. We got that out of the way.
Of course. So my question is not for myself, but it's for my mother. She is 76, and she's been widowed about a year and a half. She has $100,000 in cash, and she has $1 million home that's paid off. She does get my dad's military pension and Social Security of $5,000 a month. But she went last year after he died, and she bought a $200,000 indexed annuity
At the bank?
at the bank. Yes.
This is why I hate these products.
This is so bad. This is so bad. And I haven't seen this in a number of years with the bank.
Here's what I don't like. The structure of these products, they pay, maybe there's a time for them. They pay a high commission. Okay?
Yes.
So this person at the bank sees your mom, recently widowed. She can't even make clear decisions because the person she's been married to for 50 years is no longer in her life. And they sell her, they say all the great benefits of this product. And my guess is the money's tied up for 10 years?
No. So this is the big reveal here. So I actually went to the bank last week with her to talk about it. They took her $200,000 in July. They said she can actually withdraw it
10%.
all
Okay.
now, but no surrender fee. It says that in the policy, but he told me she could take $204,000. They gave her $12,000 for the gain for the year, $12,000, and then said, well, you can withdraw it all right now, and you can take out $204,000.
So there is a surrender
That's the
charge.
surrender. The difference
so
between the
difference
212.
between
Okay.
the gain and the redemption
Gotcha.
value, or what they call the surrender value.
Which is probably the amount of the
Absolutely.
commission that this guy made, or this girl made.
Correct.
That's right. So fortunately, it
correct.
wasn't a 10-year surrender charge. It sounds like a 4-year surrender charge.
Well, according to the contract, it's a 7-year.
Okay, that sounds
But-
about normal.
But whatever. My question is, I think that she should just take the hit
Yes.
and
Yes.
take the money
Yes.
and run.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
It just is so frustrating because,
I know.
like, our industry, what the heck is a financial advisor, right? There's so many different flavors, and then they got the banks that still have this damn structure where they pay commissions on selling products. So the person who recommended this to your mom knew that they could be making probably 4% commission, 5% commission if they put your mom into this product. But if they recommended that she keep it in a bank CD, they would make nothing. Tremendous conflict of interest.
And
Well,
the-
but we did just learn. I mean, shoot, I'm 56. I did just switch to Allworth because I didn't understand that there was a
And
fiduciary.
look, there are other good advisory firms out there. It's not just all.
Yes.
There's just still areas of this industry that are
and she loses the tax efficiency of.
tax efficiency.
She loses by the use of an annuity. She loses loses the tax efficiency of an ETF.
Well,
In
lots
terms
of
of
they're tax deferred, but they tax as ordinary income. The worst tax.
So then the question is, you surrender the product. Just go back to your advisor at Allworth and ask how to allocate.
I'm going to. I see her next week.
By the way, so
But-
typically when somebody loses a spouse, our advice is do as little as possible for at least 12 months.
Yes.
Don't move. Don't do any new investments.
Don't get remarried.
Do as little, have as little changes as possible.
Yes.
Because one,
and
you're
that's
not
what she
that
did
clear
with
on your
everything
future, and
else.
two, you're not making those clear decisions.
Yes. She just really trusted the wealth manager at her bank.
It's not a
Yeah,
wealth
very
manager,
nice.
but I actually
That's
question.
what they call themselves.
I understand. How long ago did she buy this?
July of last year.
I don't know if I'd go back to the bank or not and say.
Well, she's getting all of her principal back.
You don't think it's worth
She's getting her principal back.
I would
Yes.
make the argument that you should bring me up to the same money I would have had in a bank CD. That's the argument I would make.
Oh, interesting.
If it was my mom, I would call the bank and say, "Look, this is absolutely inappropriate what you did." She had it at a
So
bank
it's about
CD.
a $6-8 difference.
That's right. And I would say this was absolutely inappropriate. She was in this investment that had no surrender charge, and you took this, and we wanted it to be liquid, and you took advantage of my widowed mom and put them in this product. You make me whole.
Well, what her point was that she wanted that the income distribution, the guaranteed income, and that she wanted her money because she's lost a lot of money. She's just purchased individual
No, I
stocks
understand.
and lost it.
I get
But
that.
that's how it was sold to her, was that you'll have it for your lifetime. Even if you take out all your money, we'll still give you an income.
Oh, with you annuitize it, but she didn't annuitize it. She never annuitized it. Wasn't
The argument,
what she was sold isn't what she bought. Right? I hear what you're saying. They talk about an annuities and the idea that you could turn this in, but that may or may not have been the right thing for her, which is if that was the
Right.
case, then you'd buy a life annuity. My argument, right? Let's say she was my Aunt Kim.
Yes.
I go to the bank with Aunt Kim and I say, let me talk to the manager. Look, she was widowed. She had been widowed for a few months, runs into the bank. You push them over to the salesperson who you call a wealth manager and then sell a product that she has never, ever owned
with a
before.
7-year surrender charge.
When, in fact, had we
Right.
just left it at the bank CD, I would have earned 4.5%, 5%. And this
Right.
is what the outcome would have been. Give me what she had originally.
Right.
You own this. This was inappropriate. You are supposed to be acting in my best interest, right? Use
Yeah.
that term,
Yeah.
in my best interest. They don't act
Right,
as a
'cause
fiduciary because it was
Suitable.
in my best
he
interest.
said he was a fiduciary, and he said he and his staff are certified financial planners.
Yes, but
But-
they're part-time fiduciaries. They weren't a fiduciary on the use of this product.
Oh,
And by the way, if you're a certified financial planner, and I think some of the rules change, in order to state you're a certified financial planner, is education that serves, but you also agree to be a fiduciary at all times.
So,
Yes.
so here's what, Kim, I'm glad you called because this is hopefully enlightening for the
And there may be times when these are appropriate, not for.
especially not. So here's what happens in our industry. You can be a fiduciary and you can be involved in a broker dealer and receive commissions.
Well,
at
no,
the
this
same
isn't
time.
even a brokerage product. This is an insurance
product.
It's not even a security. The insurance regulators somehow managed. The insurance lobby was strong enough so that all somebody needs is an insurance license to sell these products, and they can sell the product as, it's tied to the stock market. If stock market goes up, you win. If the stock market goes down, you still win.
So what happens is you can be a part-time fiduciary. And a part-time fiduciary says you hold yourself out as someone that acts as a fiduciary until you get in front of that client, in which case you put a new hat on and you sell them commission-based products. And look, in the Sacramento market, which Scott and I have been in as an investment advisor with Hanson McLean / Allworth, I've been here for 30 years, been in the industry for 35. We have competitors that hold themselves out as fiduciaries, but the minute someone goes into their office, they get sold an indexed annuity. We see it every day because we see the outcome, right?
Okay.
I would make the argument, go back to your advisor at Allworth and say, what would it have earned if she had just left it where it was? Then I would actually do the math, go back to the bank and say, you give me this.
Yeah.
You give me this. And if the bank says no, you say, not a worry. I'm just going to turn this over to the Department of Insurance.
I'm going to file a complaint with the Department of Insurance.
And they will say,
we could either write Kim's mom a check for $6,000, or we can have one more thing
to fight with the Department of Insurance. They will fold like a house of cards.
Oh, yes. And I know how to get my senators and representatives involved as well. I've had to do that before. So
You'll get the money then.
You'll get the money. Gosh.
Yeah.
Gosh. God bless you. That is music to my ears.
Yeah, you'll get the money.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
go back to your advisor at Allworth and ask him what the value would have been had it stayed
In a CD.
in whatever,
Right.
the appropriate investment.
She's 6 months
Okay.
after being widowed.
Scott, you knew exactly what
April
happened.
to July. April to July,
May,
yeah.
June.
Yep.
Yeah, you knew exactly what happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Was
thank
it
you.
from, was the
That's
was the
what
money
I-
from a life insurance proceed or was it in a CD beforehand?
I don't actually know where the money came
Well,
from.
it didn't come
I
from a
don't,
CD.
They just
I mean, it didn't come
put
from an
it
annuity. I
in the
guarantee you that.
bank. Right. No, they had never done that before. I think they just literally had it sitting. Like right now, she's got $100,000 in a money market fund doing nothing, not even a high yield savings.
Well, then you have FDIC insurance. In fact, Allworth has what is a brokered CD product, if you want, where you actually just give it to your Allworth advisor, and then they direct it into a CD product, which actually then gets the FDIC. And we get paid a little bit on it.
I don't know if we do it.
Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Well, we have it. I think what she wants to do is actually grow this money. When I started explaining to her about ETFs and safe ways to be able to invest, she thought it was an all or nothing. And so I think we could probably put this,
Yes.
we would just want to grow this money for
It sounds like with what
generations.
you've said thus far, there's $300,000. Some should probably be very
Yeah.
liquid, very secure. Some a little more moderate. And
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you. Allison can help us with
and
that. I
a good
appreciate it.
advisor would have said to your mother, "Look, we're gonna take the easiest, the simplest road right now. Where we can make the least amount of decisions. Let's just keep this money safe and secure. And as time goes on, let's do a little more planning. And maybe at some point in time in the future, we'll find somewhere outside of just a bank account. But that would have been the appropriate advice. That I think 95% of people who call themselves wealth managers would have agreed with. 99% of people who call themselves wealth managers would agree with that statement.
Sure.
Okay.
Well,
Christine,
thank you for your
thanks.
advice.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Kim.
You guys are great.
All right,
Oh,
thanks.
thank
Kim.
you.
I got to tell you, it's times like this. It makes me motivated to continue working hard in this industry just because.
It's absolutely inappropriate. Absolutely. You know exactly what happened. The lady at the bank says, "Oh, Mrs., you have all this money. You should really talk to the Bill over there." And they go over to Bill or Diane,
and
or
they might get some sort of bonus based on how many referrals they give to Bill
They may,
or Steve or whatever
or Mary or whatever. They look. I've been at the same credit union for 40 years. 40 years. Try never to go into the branch. Sometimes have to. Quarter of the time, they say to me, "Mr. McLean, have you ever considered sitting down with one of our wealth managers?" And I say to myself, I'd rather walk over hot coals. But externally, I say, "No, thank you. I think I've got this covered." And then they'll say, "Well, do you know you have a high account balance here?" And I say, "I'm aware. There's direction for that at this point in time."